the context and we can answer questions. And very soon the researchers said, okay, as soon as we can answer specific questions, why not doing also actions? So the combination of context retrieval and LLM and actions is what we call it as an agent that can understand where we are and can start making specific actions with specific tools. And very soon we saw that many companies, they adopt also the multi-agent systems for many different reasons. Here I have a slide that I share with my customers, mostly to give them to understand what is the ecosystem that we have in Google around agents. And this is very important even if you are not using Google, for example. More or less, most of the companies, they focus on two key personas, the developers and the end users. From the developer side, for many months, we saw that there are many frameworks out there, agent frameworks, in order to help you build agents, like LangGraph, Crew AI, other frameworks. And what we said, okay, let's get the best features of these frameworks and let's build a new framework that will help us to build multi-agent systems with a very easy way. It can help us to be asynchronous, it can help us to be multimodal, it can help us to play with videos, with images, with whatever we have out there. And what we did in Google was to create the agent development kit. And I will show you an example how it looks like and how easy it is to develop an agent. After you have created your agent, your next step is to deploy your agent in order to make that available to others, right? How can you do that? You can use different servers, for example, and to deploy your agents there. You can use Kubernetes clusters and to deploy containers on the cloud. Or you can use other serverless solutions like Cloud Run or other, let's say, services from other cloud providers. But all these runtimes, they don't give you the Gen AI features that you need in order to evaluate. We heard a little bit earlier that evaluation is a very important topic. You don't have a way to monitor everything from a Gen AI perspective. So more or less, they lack different Gen AI capabilities that are very important, and you need to build them from scratch. So what we said from our side is we will release the Agent Engine. Agent Engine is nothing else than a place that you can deploy your agent, make that available to others, and it gives you all the other capabilities around, like evaluation, monitoring, deploying at scale, agent registries, etc., in order to be able to scale massively. And most of my customers currently, they have hundreds of agents already into production, and next year we are planning to have millions of agents, so you can imagine in what scale we are talking about. Then for the end users, we used to expose those agents to websites most of the times, like a chatbot if you create a chatbot, or you can have internal systems like we provide the Gemini Enterprise that is nothing else than a managed RAG system that gives you access to hundreds of systems, data systems, and it implements everything for you, and you can expose also your agents there to exploit all this connectivity. I'm not going to focus on this right now, but yes, please, take your time and have a look on this. Let's continue with more keywords in the market. MCP, and I will show you later what is that as well. Model Context Protocol. This is a protocol that Anthropic created in order to make sure that the agent will call different types of tools with a very standardized way. It is not from Google, but is a standard now for the tools. Of course, it lacks many parts like security that you need to build around MCP in order to make sure that everything is secure. Then we saw in the market and we released the agent-to-agent protocol, or A2A. So as you can see in the market, we build now hundreds of agents, as I said, with completely different frameworks, with Crew AI, ADK, with whatever it is in the market. If you want now to incorporate all these different agents under a single application, you need to go to the backend, start changing the code, having the developers try to unify the way that they communicate with each other. So we said, what we need in the market is a common language for all these agents in order to know how to communicate together and to help the end users to perform tasks. I will show you also an example later on. So A2A helps hundreds of agents to talk together and solve business or user tasks. And then we released also the Agent Payments Protocol, AP2. What is this? We saw that it is a need in the market for agents to perform purchases, to perform different transactions. So what we did, we built the AP2 protocol on top of A2A, and now we make sure that agents, for example, from PayPal, from a bank, from Amazon.com, they can talk the same language in order to perform the different transactions that are available out there. Okay. November 7, we released also all these different capabilities from Agent Engine. I'm not going to cover those today. I wanted you to take a picture of the QR code and take your time to do that by yourself. Mostly, you will see over there features around scaling, memory bank, that is a very important thing for long-term memory, agent registry, that is very important for registering all your agents and know what you have available. Agent identity, we heard earlier about security and how difficult it is to pass from one agent to another. This transparency of who has access to what, many different toys. But now I want to show you the first demo. Okay. Don't worry about the code. So here, what I did, I care a lot about kids, right? I have 3 kids, and I love creating agents for them to help them in their everyday lives. Let me mute, and I will unmute later. So, what I created here is a math agent that replies to mathematical questions. Could you add for me 1 + 1? Could you do X, Y, Z? So, how easy is to create an agent? More or less, you need to create just the different functions with the different code. Here I do the add, supply, multiply, etc. And then what I say is, with a simple line of code, this is one line of code, what model I want to use, what is the name of the agent, what this agent does, and what are the instructions, how to use this particular agent, how the agent will use also the tools, that the tools are here, etc., etc., etc. As you can see, this can be just from one line of code if you want to create your basic agent to multiple lines of code if you want to start adding multiple tools here and there. But how can I test such an agent, or how can I create an agent with a very easy way? By the way, this is ADK, Agent Development Kit. It is open source. All of you can use that even on premise. You can use that with any model you prefer, even if it is OpenAI. So ADK said, okay, let's create an easy way for our developers to test and create new agents. Let me close that down. So this is the ADK Web. ADK Web is the user interface. Sorry. It is the user interface that ADK provides and helps you to test the agents. What I said before I come, okay, let's not test the math agent, that is how much is 1 + 1, but what I want to show you is how you can use another agent to build your agents. I think this is more important, right? So here in this plus sign, I can create a new agent, booking agent. Create. ADK Web gives you access to this designer in order to start building everything from scratch if you want. But because I want to build just a demo here, I have created already a prompt. Okay. And what I will do is actually I will ask the ADK Web by itself to create a booking agent for me to start creating, to plan my holidays and to do X, Y, Z. So now what is happening, it asks me what model I want to use for this particular agent. Let me use Gemini 2.5 Flash. And very soon you will see, if it does not ask me any other question, that this will generate, it tells me the plan, how this is going to create the booking agent, that is a multi-agent system. It tells me, do you agree with that? Yes, I agree. And now what will happen is it will produce the whole code for the agent as a black box for me, that later on I can go behind the scenes and see how it works. Okay, so it created the code here. If I go behind the scenes again, I will see this new booking agent. You are able to see the code that has been created, right? But not only that. If I go here and save that, I can select the booking agent. I can say now, I can give directly commands, for example. May I book my holidays for Paris between 25 and 26 of February? And now I start using the agent immediately. So you saw within 10 seconds, I created my first agent that works. And now you can go and implement your own logic behind the scenes in the code that I showed you already. Is it amazing to have an agent to build your own agents? Yep. Perfect. Let's continue with more demos. Let me close this. We don't need it. And we don't need that. For the next demo, last year during the Cloud Next from Google, I created this demo together with my friend Patrick.
I'm trying to pick out potting soil and fertilizer, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the right stuff. Could you help me with that?
I can definitely help with that, Patrick. To give you the best recommendations, could you show me the plants you bought? I can take a look and help you choose the best soil and fertilizer. I'm sending a video request to your browser now. Great, I can see you. Just hold the plants up to the camera so I can help identify them.
Yeah, so I have about 40 of these in various different colors.
Those are beautiful petunias. They're a great choice for vibrant color. Let me take a closer look at the items in your cart. Okay, I see you have standard potting soil and general purpose fertilizer. That could work, but petunias really thrive in a rich, well-draining soil, and a fertilizer
Okay, I'm not going to play the whole video. I wanted you to understand that now my friend talks with an agent behind the scenes. He talks with a model, and what I want to do is I want to run the back end of this demo here today. It is not implemented for such a crowd because I have also interruptions, and this might listen to your noise around, but I will try, okay? Even if it fails, it is reasonable. Okay, let me start my backend. And of course, I wanted to run this because I wanted to show you that this is 100% real and not something that we pre-recorded. Okay, let me open a new window. Okay.
Welcome, Sokratis Kartakis.
Okay, that was too noisy. I have a large audience here. Please ignore any background noise. Could you let me know what is A2A?
A2A, or agent to agent.
Please continue.
Apologies for any confusion. The A2A protocol is designed to facilitate communication and interoperability.
Could you change now to German, please?
Ja, natürlich. Wie kann ich...
Okay, could you change now to Spanish?
Claro que sí. ¿En qué puedo ayudarle con respecto?
Now what we will do is I will ask something in Greek, but I want you to reply in English. Τι είναι το A2A?
A2A, or agent to agent, is an open standard designed to enable communication and interoperability between
that is enough. Thank you very much. Okay. I stop it. I can enable also videos and all these kind of things, but as you can imagine, in my everyday life, I play with Gemini a lot. I have created my virtual assistant. I have created an agent to access my emails, my calendar, whatever. I start asking questions. It is like I have my personal assistant there. Anyways, let me close that down. Sorry for that. I need to jump from one topic to another, but we don't have too much time. But now, let's continue a little bit to the A2A part. The discussion that I started. Normally what we have is we have end users that they want to interact with an application, and behind the scenes, these applications, they need to access the different specialized agents. For example, I created a booking agent. You might have a refund agent. You might have an HR agent if you are in your business. How this can happen? More or less in the recent applications, what we do is we create like concierge agents or router agents that you can redirect to the different specialized agents. But in order to do that, you need to know all these specialized agents. Each agent needs to have a business card that all of us have and we used to exchange. And these business cards, they say, if you want me that I'm a specialist in Gen AI, this is my number, call me, and I will reply to that. If you want a doctor about, I don't know, heart diseases or a pediatrician, you need these business cards. With the same way, A2A have something that we call it agent cards. Agent cards, they describe how, not only what are the capabilities of the agents, but also how you can call them, what are the security measures that you need to have in place in order to perform that with a very secure way. More or less, it gives you all the details that you need in order to know how to interact with an agent. And then what is happening is the end user sends a task to the router agent. The router agent needs to decide which agent is the right one from my specialized list. And more or less what is happening then, it starts to have a collaboration among the different agents until they perform the task. And this is very important. The agents, they exchange sentences in any language you prefer, as you saw in my demo, and then they are responsible to come with an answer, either with a synchronous, asynchronous, or a notification-based way. And this is A2A. This is what we implement. How all these different agents will talk together. And the most common question, what is the difference between A2A and MCP? As I said earlier, MCP is mostly about the communication between the agents and the tools. That means that they follow a very specific standard way to communicate. They use specific structure of JSON objects in order to make that happen. And more or less, it is a predictable way to know how to call the tools as one-off, for example. In A2A, the difference is that we don't have this transaction communication. We don't send, I want to call this tool, here is the answer, use it. It is, okay, could you do the booking for me for this date? It sends that to the booking agent. Oh, I don't know what is the availability in terms of holidays of this person. It returns back, it says, okay, let's go to the HR agent. How many holidays are available for this person? Oh, those. It returns back, and then it goes to the booking agent and said, yes, now you can do that. So it is more collaborative way in order to make all these different agents to work together. A deep example, but anyways. And here I want to show you, we created with one of my best colleagues and friends something that actually will link the previous demo that I showed you with the voice, right? Together with A2A. And what we did was to create a very scalable solution in order to select all the agents that we have created behind the scenes and start using that to different demos. And we created an agent factory, if I may say. And this combines the A2A protocol that is multimodal, asynchronous, streaming-based, etc., that you can talk with all the different agents, and MCP behind the scenes for all the different tools. Many partners, including Microsoft, right? So now everybody in the market, they are adopting A2A. If you want to learn more, this is not my last slide. This is the last slide of A2A. I have created together with my colleague Heiko for O'Reilly blog posts, and we have also podcasts, and now we are creating a book for them. Now, agent payments protocol, what is that? As I said earlier, what we need to make sure in the market is that different companies, they need to create their own agents, but they need to communicate with such a way in order to ensure that we have, let's say, very secure transactions. And more or less, the key personas are here, and I have decoded the whole protocol for you that is this, not mess, but it requires some steps in order to be secure. Everything is based on verifiable digital credentials that behind the scenes is like, you know DocuSign, right? Whenever you sign the document, it generates a very specific number. The whole technology is around this. But because I don't want to go into details, I will show you a demo how this looks like and more or less how it works. Okay, the demo is here. Okay. Nope. Let me open it by myself. Oh, no, it took the previous one, sorry. It is 8. Okay. So the main agent that a user will interact with, it is a shopping agent. Imagine that I'm in Amazon.com, I'm in, I don't know, Vodafone.com, whatever, and I want to start talking with a chatbot and to say, I want to buy something like that. For example, I would like to buy Nike shoes. Let's say running shoes as well. What is happening now, the agent tries to understand more what is my intention, right? What I want to buy. For example, here it asks me also about the color, the size, blue, 45 EU, etc. I don't want to be refundable, no. Okay, now it created the intent mandate. The intent mandate is an object like the VDC, the one that I showed you earlier with all the different security and verification things. And it moves my intention to a merchant agent. For example, you are Nike, right? And you need now to find what is the item that I want. And it says, yes, find for this item. Now the merchant, Nike, will try to find the right shoes for me into their inventory. And we have a list now with all the matching items. I will say I want the first one. And after they confirm that, okay, this is what I want, what will happen is they will create a cart mandate. And cart mandate means that now this is what the user wants, this particular, not the intention, but this particular item, and we need to purchase this. And then what is happening is it asks me to use my digital wallet. Yes, please, PayPal. It uses my digital wallet. Now it goes to create the purchase mandate that we start in order to purchase this item. Okay. It gets now my shipping address with a very secure way. It asks me about everything. It transfers to the right agent. It tells me, okay, here are the payment methods that you can use. I found 2 cards for you. Which one do you want to use? I want to use the first American Express. And now what is happening goes also to my bank and does the verification for me. Of course, this is a demo. I don't have this here. But more or less what I want to show you here is all this mandate approach is based on the user confirmation, right? As you saw, in every step, it asks me again and again, is that what you want? Is everything okay? Go next. Yes, 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 yes. This is how we sign the DocuSign document, okay? Let's move on to the next topic. Let me close that. We don't need it. Okay. This is the agent payment protocol. I know it is difficult. We have already banks or other merchant companies that they are using that, as you can see here, and they are testing. I know that other providers, they have created their own protocols, etc., but we will see what will happen next. Before I move on to the next topic, that is Gemini 3, I want to give you time to take these QR codes. Last week, actually the week before, we ran an event with Kaggle. I hope that you know what is Kaggle. We had more than 1 million registrants over there, and we had more than some hundreds of thousands of people joining live for this 5-day AI agent intensive course. And my colleagues and I created all these white papers that I have here about agents, and if you read all these 250 more pages, then you will know everything around AI agents inside out. We didn't stuck to specific technologies. Even if we show to the users how to use Google to do everything, you can use this knowledge with any model you prefer to have. Okay? Do you need more time? No? Yes. Gemini 3, it arrived last week, right? Yes. It is extremely impressive. It is amazing, in my view. By the way, the demo that I showed you earlier with the live agent that I used to talk, it was Gemini 2.0 Flash, right? That means it was almost 2 generations back. Gemini 3, the product team, they said that the great improvement is around thinking. The great improvement is how we can make agents work better, how we can make the model to decide which function, which tool is the right one in order to perform the action. And more or less, they have spent a lot of time around the thinking and a lot of thinking on the thinking feature. Okay, yes, you can use Gemini for many different purposes. As I said earlier, the key focus was about thinking about how you plan the different actions and how you use all the different available tools. But, okay, I don't like to show competitor analysis and all these kind of things, but it is good for you to know that Gemini 3 is the top model in the market right now. This is a message that I want to pass to you. ChatGPT is not the only thing in the market. Anthropic is amazing, right? Claude is something that I saw in the industry. Most of the enterprises used to use. They have surpassed OpenAI. Google and Gemini, it comes and it is quite close to flip with OpenAI as well. My suggestion is, I'm not telling you use Gemini 3, but try the models that are out there in the market. It is very important. It is very important. It will give you to understand how to use agents, how to use the models, how to improve your efficiencies, even if we have the best model in the market right now. Okay, here's a deep dive comparison about all the different benchmarks out there. As you can see, we outperform almost everything, with a small one to be a little bit less than Claude Sonnet 4.5. I can share the slides with you. An important thing, and the comparison across everything, it is in preview. It will come soon available to everyone. All the Google products now behind the scenes, they're using Gemini 3. And this is important to know. From Gemini application to AI Studio that I will show you some demos here, to everything is using that. And because I saw the demo that I showed you earlier about the telephony and how you interact with chatbots, with live audio, we have a product that we call it CES platform, and it helps you to build agents. I have tried that with Gemini 3. It is really impressive compared to whatever I showed you earlier. Something around costs. Okay, you can read the numbers if you want, and you need to do some maths to see how much it will cost you per interaction. More or less it is well, generally AI is really cheap, right? You can have prompts that they cost you quite few pennies, but yes. The key point that I want to raise here is the multimodality, audio and video. What we want and what we bet in Gemini is to give you access not only to interact with text, but to interact with images, to interact with video, to pass to your tools whatever information you want. And with that, I want to tell you, like, in the market, all the tools that are available, even in MCP, they are text-based, right? So what Gemini 3 brings you is to have multimodal tools as well. That means now you can start having tools to implement your images, your campaign, generation, or whatever you prefer. Or even you can upload a whole video of an interview and to get the analysis of this in seconds. Many customers, they have used that already, and I have some of them also under my portfolio. Before I go to Gemini Pro Image, I want to give you a brief demo on this. Actually, what I did before I come here, let me see. I created just a Tetris, right? That you can see here and I can play. Actually, this Tetris that I created with one prompt. And if you see here, I have the source code of the whole Tetris thing, right? How is that possible? If you go to aistudio.google.com, over there you can start using the different models like Gemini 3 Pro, as you can see here. Earlier, the panelists, they talked about vibe code, right? But have you seen how a model generates code? Of course, I created another prompt here. Actually, let's use a more complex one a little bit. And I will press enter. I said, create a fully functional Tetris game. The game needs to be at the half of the page, okay? And now what is happening behind the scenes? Gemini 3 started working, and we have here the thinking part. AI Studio is available to everyone, by the way. You can log in, and you can do whatever I'm doing here as well. What will happen in a few seconds, this will start generating all the files for the code, right? One by one. But not only this, it will check if it has done any mistakes, and it will start resolving all the errors and all the issues that you might have. As you can see, we started with index.html. Now we need to give 10 more seconds. I need to blah, blah, blah a little bit. But yes, it is very impressive. The results are extremely good. I have tried not only with Tetris game, right? You can try, what I did with one of my customers was the following. I took a napkin and I designed how the UI I would like to be, right? And then I gave the image to AI Studio, and it generated the website based on the napkin drawing, you know, a crappy drawing. So that was more impressive, of course. But we can wait 10 more seconds, or otherwise, yes, the outcome will be something like the Tetris that I showed you earlier here. Let's see if it is fast enough. Any questions until this is produced? No questions? Do you like these capabilities? Have you seen those capabilities before in general? No, yes? Sorry? Thank you very much. Okay, it analyzes, it found an error, now it will fix the error, and immediately in the preview we will see everything. Yes. And one more capability, let me talk also about this. One more capability about tools that Gemini 3 brings to you. What we said is, okay, the users, what they used to do is to create agents that they analyze video a lot. So in that case, the video takes really long time to be analyzed. Or even if you have a human in the loop, it might take longer. So now with Gemini 3, they released the asynchronous streaming tools. That means that the model does not stack into the tool while it is executed. You can keep working with the model, and whenever the tool has the results, we'll return the results and we'll continue to execute the rest. Come on, Gemini. Okay, until then, let's continue a little bit. Conscious of time, I will return back to see the results. It is my last tab, okay? How much time do we have?
We have overshoot our slot, so...
Okay. It is okay. We have the break, right, after that?
Correct, yes.
Gemini 3 Pro image. Have you heard about Nano Banana? It is the most common thing, right? Last Thursday, we released the Gemini 3 Pro image that is the Nano Banana Pro, actually, right? It has 1 million capabilities. I will give you just a brief overview, and we can do also a quick demo on this. More or less, they have passed the resolution to a completely different level. You can generate iconographics, and you can generate amazing things. You can have reference images. I don't know if you understand why you need reference images. You can upload yourself with different clothes, with different cars, and you can generate immediately the image that you prefer. Not only different resolution and aspect ratio, you can even upload PDF files. And as core capabilities, here is an example of all this combination that I mentioned earlier, even with multiple people, and to have consistency. Consistency is very difficult to be achieved, and we have made it. Even it can do now search online, and for example here it says generate an infographic about the last F1 race. It does the Google search, it returns the results, and produces the image as well. It can do also analysis of the images. It can change from day to night. It can change the styles, the mood, the resolution, as I said, in an insane level. But let me show you a quick demo on this. Let's see. Oh, start game. Unfortunately, yes. As you can see here, the Tetris is small. I need to continue a little bit here and to write, for example, could you increase the size of the game? And now this will start working and it will improve everything. Last piece. I created also, I took this image, I uploaded and I said, turn this into an informative visual explainer about this place, okay? And this is what it generated. It was to generate this with all the description of Parthenon. But I want to show you the last demo. Let me create a new one. Now I'm in the cloud, right? And this allows me to use Gemini 3 Pro image, as you can see here. What I did was, one moment, not this one. One moment, yes. I'm writing a book for O'Reilly, as I told you earlier, right? And what I said, okay, let's stress test a little bit the Nano Banana. I took my chapter around A2A and security. That is a tough topic, right? It's not that easy. And what I did, I said, actually, let me do this through my notes. I said, create an infographic based on the following. Let me copy paste the text. I copy paste the text and I say, here's the part of my book chapter, okay? And this section. And immediately you will see that this will generate an amazing graphic that describes everything with a very great way. That actually I took it and I pasted immediately into the book. Anyways, they will fix that. With all these details, with a very accurate way. Let's give it a couple of seconds. Let's see if this one fixed the Tetris. No, this is still working. Boom, and boom, here you are. Here is an image that I can confirm that it is extremely accurate, as you can see.
Is it possible to specify the dimensions of the image?
You can do that, yes. Yes. And with that, because I show you 1 million things, if you want to connect with me, use my LinkedIn. I'm extremely active over there. I try to share my knowledge and code with everyone because I want new people to start building applications like myself. Thank you very much.